Shalom, friends. Welcome. We take a moment to arrive. We take a moment to honor this time that we're taking in our day, these precious 20 minutes for Hitbonenut, for contemplation. And this is really a meditation about how to find God, really, how to meet God in life. And it may seem abstract, and sometimes it may feel like a mystery because we have a God that is invisible, unnamable, unpalpable. And yet we're being asked all the time to connect to the divine. And so there's this kind of magical thing that we get to meet God just by looking at what is alive. Because everything that is alive is a reflection of one aspect of the divine. Everything that is alive, like the world, is like hints, here, there, hints. You want to meet God? Just look around. So this is what we're doing in these meditations. Hitbonenut, really a contemplation of nature. And here, because we're meditating together in this space of Zoom and computers, we're doing the contemplation with our eyes closed. We're really like visualizing nature so that we can feel these two things that your Jewish tradition invites us to feel: awe, reverence, deep respect, awe, and love, so that we can really be filled with it and then go back to our lives filled with awe and love and the joy that this gives us. And so this week we're meditating on ants, the magic of ants, the magical world of ants. And we chose it on purpose, I think, because it's kind of not the first topic someone would go to. It's not as enticing at first sight as the sunset or the sea or the mountains or the almond blossoms. And yet there too we can really want to wonder, awe at the mystery of life, at the fascinating intelligence of life. So let's sit, friends. Let's start by just arriving, just 1 or 2 minutes of landing. I want to invite you to close your eyes, to feel your body. To invite a deeper breath. And maybe it's the morning for you, maybe it's the middle of the day, maybe it's the end of your day. So just taking a moment to kind of notice, oh yeah, I'm coming from that and I'm leaving it there. I'm putting everything aside for now of my day, what came before and what will come after. Just so that I can give myself 20 minutes of really being with the wonder, the magic of life, and meeting God by contemplating life, and today the life of ants. I'm here to meet the magic, to resource myself, to re-energize myself by really connecting in this very special way with the source of life. So just a few quiet breaths, just feeling my body, feeling my heart, feeling the mindset I'm coming with, just acknowledging it, whatever it is. And we're going to start our contemplation. And so I want to invite you to remember one day maybe that you were sitting close to the earth and looking at ants, perhaps even in your apartment, on the wall or on the floor. I personally like the idea of the earth because it's also really where they go back to, where they build these immense kingdoms. So perhaps let's go with the earth. And first of all, starting to remember where we are, that we really are in the middle, in between the immensity of the sky and galaxies. And then this infinitely small world, so small and immense, the world of ants. And starting maybe by acknowledging their vulnerability. So small, smaller than a tenth of my little fingernail. Right? They're just a little larger than one of my eyelashes, really. So tiny and so light. And yet so strong. Like an ant can carry, I think, up to 4 or 5 times its size and its weight. And you see them with a little piece of a crumb of bread. And to them, it's like a huge stone, immense stone. And what they do is they build societies and they build communities. And they cooperate, right? If the little crumb of bread is too big, they're going to carry it together. They're going to pass it to each other. It's so important to spend some time looking at something else but ourselves. And so that's what we're doing right now. We're actually practicing being decentered, right? And a lot of what we know about meditation, especially from the mindfulness world, is looking at myself and feeling what I feel. And then there is really this whole other world of practice, which is about just really looking at the world, looking at something else than me, making space for a whole other realm of existence. And seeing glimpses of God, seeing smiles of God. Can I see a smile of God through the ants? That they were created just like us humans, and they serve their purpose on earth just like us humans. I want to invite you to take a few minutes with your own imagination to visualize. You know, like a child who is observing ants for the first time and is just fascinated by this life and what they do. So really observing how they go back and forth in between their inner cities under the earth and the surface world, where they come and get resources. And just a few minutes at your own pace, with your own kind of visualization. Remembering that there are whole worlds out there, whole societies that I have no idea about, with their own language, which is not verbal language like I have, with their own communication system, with their own intelligence. With their own lives. And they are so far away removed from the drama and the tragedies of human life. And thinking about these aspects that we could learn from ants: cooperation, fraternity, resilience. And how for them we are maybe the biggest danger. Or how many ants have I killed in my life, unfortunately, without even noticing, just by walking on them. And so they know that this can happen. And ants are incredibly resilient. They can rebuild their own cities, their own organization after a tsunami, like a human presence. And they're playing this very unique role in the ecosystem of the soil, plants and animals. And so perhaps seeing there something about the intelligence of the source of life behind it, behind something so simple, so small, and yet so perfectly designed, which has a lot to teach us about cooperation, fraternity, and building together. And perhaps especially in these times of war and disagreements globally, perhaps we need to slow down and come closer to the earth and look at ants and learn from them. This kind of no self cooperation, that it's all about the group. And this deep sense of interconnection that make them work together and not against each other, as we humans unfortunately can do. And what if the divine source of life was trying to teach us through the ants, these creatures that live next to us and around us that we don't pay attention to, that they're here to teach us what it's like to feel interconnected. What would it be like to feel united, to be part of a whole, seeing the common needs of us as a group and as humanity, being with instead of being against? What would it look like? And just like ants, to be relentless in resilience, to keep building and to rebuild when things are destroyed, to rebuild together. And so can I take really this teaching with me, this teaching of ants, how the source of life, how God is really kind of can be found right there in this most humble thing. Small, tiny creatures, vulnerable and yet so strong. Can I learn from them? And can I see God there too? And so I want to invite you, as this meditation is coming to a close, to choose one aspect of the world of ants that really speaks to you. And it can be resilience, it can be strength, it can be cooperation, it can be humility. And perhaps to ask yourself, right? Because our invitation always is to emulate the divine. So what is an aspect of the divine that can be seen through these midot, these qualities of the ants and their world? What is an aspect of this that I would like to emulate today in my life? It can be cooperation, strength, fraternity, selflessness, humility, resilience, intelligence, because they're incredibly intelligent, creativity, just a moment to really appreciate the divine source of life that created all these wonders of nature that we are part of. We're just one part of. And let's take a deep breath in, a beautiful breath out. A moment to thanking ourselves for making this time, these 20 minutes in our day, for Hitbonenut contemplation, meeting God, marveling at God through something sometimes as simple as ants, something that is alive, and seeing that we can learn from that. Thank you, friends, for your beautiful practice, and we'll see you soon.